Your name.
Good evening, panel.
And then who you're talking to.
My name is Andrea, and my question goes out to Governor Cox. It's no secret that you and Charlie did not historically see eye to eye. There are multiple instances of Charlie calling you out for refusing to protect women's sports back in 2022, and even going so far as to say that you should be expelled from the Republican Party. Since Charlie's assassination at Utah Valley, you've seemed to change your tune about Charlie. How has Charlie Kirk's death personally impacted you?
Yeah, thank you. So, you know what? I don't know that my tune about Charlie has changed. I've learned a lot from Charlie over the years. That might surprise you. And I would hope that Charlie's tune, if I had an opportunity to talk to him today, might have changed a little bit about me. We've had an opportunity to share here. You brought up one very important one, and I want to address it because I know how passionate Charlie was about this, and I know what a difficult decision that was for me at the time. So this was about men and women's sports, right? And I just want to be very clear. I never advocated for that. I never wanted that at all. What had happened was there was a lawsuit in Idaho where they had passed the first ban, and there was a judge had ruled, had put that ban on, had put a hold on that ban, so that in Idaho, boys could still play girls' sports after 2 years. What we tried to do in Utah was we knew that would happen if a judge would do the same thing here. So we came up with a new idea that would make a difference there, where you had to go before a commission, and if you were going to dominate women's sports or win, take away scholarships or anything like that, you wouldn't be allowed to play. The judge did exactly that. The judge took our ban and that I had vetoed. It got overturned, and we worked together to fix it. And so I just want to be very clear. That's not what I wanted. And I know that the problem with social media is that that's all you hear is that this is the governor who wanted boys to play women's sports. That is not what I ever wanted. I'm fully supportive of not doing that. By the way, to your point, we passed one of the first bathroom bills in the state. I signed that. We also... One of the problems that was happening with sports in our country and in our state, and by the way, this is true in most states, that they required you to transition for a year before you could play, which was actually incentivizing transitioning. So we stopped that as well and made it so you couldn't transition as a youth, as a minor. And so... Because again, we felt like those were the right things to do. And so I think Charlie and I would agree on 99% of things, but here's what matters. What matters is that we are engaging, and I can't say this enough. Charlie and I would have loved to have had this debate together. I wished we had that back 3 years ago when this happened, because I think he would have understood me better, and I don't think he would have agreed with me, though. I think he would have still been upset with me, and that's what I want to encourage. Look, the Republican Party, if we're going to win elections, if we're going to get, instead of having a 4-seat majority in Congress and just a 1-seat majority in the Senate, so we're not shutting down the government, we're going to have to get a lot of people that don't agree with every single thing that you or I believe in, and so we've got to make space for that, and I think we can do that. We're doing that here tonight, and I think that's what Charlie was trying to do.
Governor. As a follow-up to that, do you think you've evolved a little bit since that veto?
No question. Yeah, and I think we all do.
Why have you? I'll play Charlie right now because he would ask you that question. Charlie would say,
"Yeah,
I would have disagreed with you then, and I thought it was bad. It was dumb to veto that because I think it got overrode by the legislature or whatever it was."
Actually, I have to say,
what has caused you to?
Yeah, so I just want to be clear. It did get overridden, and then the legislature said, we got to change the bill because it's broken. And so we did, and I signed that bill. And most people have no idea that I signed that bill. So,
what's changed in you, like kind of to her point? What's been the evolution that has been?
I want to go back to the question that you asked Andy, because I think that was the answer. This idea that that love and acceptance are two very different things, right? That we can love somebody and still hold them accountable for what we think is wrong, and that we should be very upfront about that. I haven't always been that way, and I'm trying to be better at it.
So that's it. That's the answer. All right, I like it. Thank you. We'll go next. Thank you so much.